the codename of 5 daring, middle-aged, highly obsessed toy vloggers. Its purpose, to bring toy reviews and nostalgia to YouTube, a video sharing website that allows users to upload, view, share and comment. Hi, I'm Rudy Zissou, and I need your clothes, your boots and your action figure. So I have got the Cyberdyne Systems Model 101 T800 Terminator from NECA. Specifically the T2 Judgment Day Terminator, although this is an amalgamation of 2 NECA sets. So this is the Steel Mill and the Final Battle set, because the head is from the Final Battle. After getting Bill and Ted from NECA, I was just like, NECA figures are phenomenal. I want to venture down the rabbit hole that is NECA. And after seeing Rich Xortrider's collection of various Arnold figures, you know, he's big now into NECA, and especially Arnie and the Predator bits and pieces. I wanted to pick up a Terminator, just to have a Terminator in the collection anyway, but specifically the NECA, because I've had great success with Bill and Ted, and I've seen various NECA figures across the years, but never really taken the plunge, but now I'm all in. And I don't have a favourite of the two, of the Terminator and T2 Judgment Day. They're two very different film genres. You know, the first one is very much a science fiction noir, whereas T2 is very much a science fiction action film. But I definitely wanted a representation. Don't get me wrong, the tech noir version from the Terminator is ridiculously good, and I suggest you take a look at Xortrider's video. I'll drop a link in the description box because it showcases the figure really well. But I wanted a representation of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and especially the final end scene, because I just love that part of the movie. You get to see Arnie all battle damaged, and he has an incredible fight with the T-1000, the liquid metal Robert Patrick character, and this figure does incredible amounts of justice for it. I popped on to eBay and had a look to see, you know, what NECA figures are available for Terminator, and there is an abundance of different ones to get, as well as the Kenner inspired toys from the 90s. I don't really have a connection to those toys from the early 90s, so as I said, I just definitely wanted to pick up this specific version of Arnie, and a guy was selling one loose. So I messaged him, I just said, why are you selling this so cheaply? And he was just like, well, it's been on display for ages and I've kind of hodgepodged it with different weapons and a different head. And I was like, okay, cool. It wasn't on a buy it now or anything, so I had to bid for it, but considering NECA figures go for about 30 quid, I got this for less than half with 2 heads. So I was stoked, and it's in like perfect condition. It's just that the hands are a little bit loose. Considering I'm not going to be massively playing with it, I'm going to put it into different poses because the articulation on NECA figures are unreal. They're so good. But let me go on to the heads first, because if you've ever watched my videos before, I'm usually like, oh yeah, this toy is awesome. Oh, this toy is amazing. I've had incredible luck with buying figures and toys throughout the years that I've never really had too many issues. Part of that comes from because I don't buy, you know, a lot. You know, I'll buy 1 or 2 a month, and I don't go overboard. I don't do like a monthly haul of toys. I just don't. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the effort, and I don't want to fill up my collection with pointless tat. So I've not had many toys go bad. Robotics has gone bad, which is going to form part of the Let's Talk when I get around to filming that, because it's parts of it are crumbling away, sadly. But it's the price you pay for buying a toy from 1985. But back to the T800. So as I said, it comes with another head. So the head that I've got on it is the final battle head, but it also comes with the steel mill head, which, don't get me wrong, the detail is incredible. You get to see a little bit of the damaged head, like face and head, and the endoskeleton coming through. But there's something off. That's not totally Arnie for me. His head's too thin. The sculpting just is a little bit off, and there's something about the eyes. The eyes aren't correct for me. When you put it against this head, that's Arnie through and through. That's the muscular face that Arnie's got, and I feel that the battle damage is far more superior. Yeah, it's not exactly screen accurate when you combine the look of the body, because he's lost his arm. He's lost his arm by then. But if I put the two together, you can see that you can see the difference between the sculpting. It's just not as good. So, that's not really a criticism. If you were just to go out and get the steel mill, you would not be disappointed. But I'm funny about toys, aren't I? I have these little foibles about what I want with my collection, and it's not that I want perfect toys, not at all. But I want, when it comes to screen accuracy, or my version of screen accuracy, I want to be all in screen accuracy. When I don't want screen accuracy, I want the essence, and this kind of just doesn't do it for me. So yeah, that's, for once, it's not totally awesome. Yeah, it is totally awesome. What am I saying? It's ridiculously awesome. NECA just have a keen eye for detail, and if I go to the back, I didn't realise that when I was looking at this, I thought the jacket was I thought it was a completely moulded action figure. I didn't realise that the jacket was a loose part, so you can see that it's more of a vac rubber, and it's actually got the bullet holes from when he protects John in the Galleria and he takes all the bullets into his back. They've actually taken the time to put miniature bullet holes in the back of the jacket, and it's all got just little bits of dry brushing just to give that real leather faded feel to it all across the whole figure. They haven't like scrimped at all, and they've just, unlike the Siege figures at the moment in the current line of Transformers, they've just literally wafted a brush over them. But this has just got incredible detail. And then since we're looking at the back, you can see the back of the head, which doesn't have it on the other head. If I grab the head again, he doesn't have the removable piece where they reprogram him so he can be a learning computer again. So yeah, it's just got little bits of blood on there. The actual detail in on a figure, it's about 7 inches, so you're gonna get that amount of detail. Just little bits of silver paint on the buckle there. But the front, the body and the leg is where it absolutely shines. The signature grey t-shirt that he has, and then you've got all that damage, the living tissue that covers the endoskeleton. It's all scarred away, and then how they've done the wash of the blood on there, they've thinned it out just to cover the silver paint of the body in extra little bullet holes. And the same goes with the head sculpt. You've got the red eye, you know, the bits of his hair has gone. It epitomizes what the Terminator looks like at the end of the movie. And again, if I carry on with the battle damage, you can see his knee is starting to show through, and the ripped leather. And leathers are pretty sturdy, you know, bit of garment. So you can see that they've given that attention to detail. Something that I didn't know with NECA figures is you get, in terms of articulation, because I'm not going to go overboard with articulation because I want to show off the beauty of the pose that I've given, you actually get a shin rotation, which I've not seen on a figure before, as well as a thigh, a waist, arms and elbows. Standard affair. I'm sure you've watched many a video before where everyone talks about articulation, so I don't want to go over things that content that you've seen before. And then you get two weapons. You get his pistol, which I probably think it's a Beretta, and that's actually that's dry brushed as well, just to give it that very metallic used gun feel. And you get his grenade launcher with, you know, a movable strap. And once again, if I go to the detail, if I remove his gun, parts of his hands, his finger is done. That one's a little bit loose where the guy is swapped out to create this look. It's kind of like buying a custom figure for me. It's fantastic. It's good if you can even just swap out the weapons, have them in different hands. It still works just as well to give it a completely different look. Having the guns held in a different position, if I can get it in. Luckily, NECA figures are so robust that they can actually take a look and say, yeah, you can just give different looks to figures. Man, I love NECA figures. They're next level. They've got playability. So, you know, if you are someone that likes to get your toys and go on the carpet and play with them, you can. If you want to take them outside and do incredible photography with them, you know, there's incredible people on Instagram that are doing such good toy photography, and then just NECA figures are perfect. Perfect for that. Again, just more damage on the hand. Terminator 2. It's a great movie with great merchandise and toys that you can get to have a representation in your collection, and I can't give you any more excitement than I already have about choosing to get something for your collection, whether it be, you know, Predator, Terminator. I've seen that there is a Rambo one from First Blood. You know, that's one of my favourite movies of all time. You know, that's if I'm looking at NECA again, I'd love to get a representation of Rambo. Only First Blood. I wouldn't want to get anything from the subsequent ones because I'd like First Blood as a standalone. And the same goes for kind of the first two Terminator films. I'm not fussed with Rise of the Machines, Salvation, or Genesis. I would not want to get any from those because I'm perfectly happy with Arnie as is. So that has been NECA's Arnie Steel Mill / Final Battle T800. You gotta listen to the way people talk. You don't say affirmative or some shit like that. You say no problemo. And if someone comes on to you with an attitude, you say eat me. And if you really want to shine them on, it's hasta la vista, baby. So now you know. And knowing is half the battle.